Okay, once you've finished your animation in Photoshop, you need to export it out of Photoshop and bring it into Adobe Premiere. I have Premiere already running in the background here, and Premiere is the purple icon. If you can't find it, you go to your Applications folder. It'll be up there. Click and then make the shortcut onto your dock. If you can't find it that way, you can search it. Alright, so back to Photoshop. We have to File, and we have to Export. And we're going to render to video. And you click on this here, and this menu will pop up. Make sure it's set to QuickTime. Okay, not this one, or this right there, QuickTime. High quality QuickTime. And you can tell, well, what folder you want to put it to. I'm going to put it to my movies folder just to kind of keep my stuff organized, or you can make a folder on your desktop, you can create a new subfolder, put it in there, or pop it on your desktop, whatever you like. I'm going to hit render, and it's already there. Alright, so I've done that work, so I'm going to cancel because mine is there. So I now rendered this to a movie file, so I'm going to just minimize that out of there, and I'm going to bring it into here. I brought one in already. But perhaps I should show you how to set up a new file. So I'm going to do a new project. And this one will probably close. And then when you go to a new project, you should title it first. So again, we'll do last name, first name, right? So, let's do all capitals too. And we'll call it animation 1. And you can, right now it's going to my movies folder. I like putting my movies in my movies, okay? You can change it to desktop or whatever you want, or you can browse where you want it to go. By browsing it there, you can pop it wherever you want. Alright, so last name, first name, animation 1, click OK. Okay, there's a bunch of choices. I've just tested it out. We're going to do HDV, so a high definition here. So there's all these little triangles. You can open them up. There's lots of different settings. So again, HDV, and then we'll do 1080p 24. Okay, so this setting here. Make sure that's clicked, highlighted. Okay, HDV 1080, 24 frames. You can name the sequence right now as well, or you can name it when we finish the whole project. Alright, so I'll click OK. Alright, so there's my workspace. We got to bring that clip in. So you cannot bring the Photoshop file into Premiere. You have to bring the movie file that you already exported out. And I'm going to go import now. So I'm bringing something into the project. And it's in my movies file. Let's see if I can find it in here. I hope it's in here. Animation. Again, I'm going to pull my folder out so I can read the whole name. There it is. Animation Sample Photoshop 2017. Import. And it comes in over here. There's all these different tabs here. Make sure that this tab is selected. These are where the projects come in. Sequence 1. And then you drag it across onto your timeline. And then this little menu always pops up. I say keep existing settings, and it should work out. Alright, I was at 25%. I'm going to double click on it, and you can see there's part of it's being clipped. So if I finish this project, part of my animation on the top and the bottom will be clipped. So I'm going to push it in. And actually in Premiere you don't have to hold shift. It will keep the proportions for you. I'm going to bring it in until the bottom and the top are just touching, maybe are slightly away. And you'll end up with a bit of black space on either side. That's just the size of the document we set up in Photoshop. Nothing's been squished. This is what it will look like, and this is probably what it will play back on a wide screen or what's become more of a standard television. Alright, so you save it just as you go. Alright. And then in Premiere you have to render it. So every time you make a change or do something, you render the video by going sequence, and you can render entire work area, and it will render out. And the little red line down here will turn green, meaning that whatever changes you've done, I changed the size of the file, so it will re-render that for me. If I put a title in, I render it. If I put a transition in, I render it. And then save often. These are big files. You can see it's going to take a minute here to render. And I'll just kind of chat my way through this while it renders. Render details. It's got about 13 seconds. But you don't want to render it all at the end because it might take like 20 minutes. So if ever render the entire work area. That's the clip. It's quite short. You can use your zoom tool while you're editing and zooming. I'm going to zoom in a bit just so I can see more of my clip. There is audio here, but there's no audio in Photoshop. So what you want to do is you want to unlink the audio and the video, and you're going to delete the audio track. All right. So if you look down here, there's all these video tracks. You can stack video. You can do multiple video tracks and multiple audio tracks. So if I uncollapse this, there's my audio. There is no audio yet. So I'll hit delete. Okay, so I think the first thing, and if I would play it through, am I happy with the speed of this thing? So I can watch it up here. I mean, if it's too fast or too slow, I can now, change it. All right, so maybe the ear flapping's too fast. So the flashing balloon's pretty fast. So I could, or when the cow comes up, it's a little bit fast. So I can cut around where I want to change the speed. So right there, so I use the razor blade. Oops, I pushed play again. Sorry, guys. And I scrub through by dragging the red line. Okay. And you want to just cut on either side of the effect there. Right there. And then I can take that clip that I've cut and bring it up onto the other timeline, or video track, and I can right click and I can do speed and duration here. And maybe I want it to go slower, so I could do 75% and click OK. Alright, and then I drag that track down again. Snuggle it back in. And then again, I'm going to have to render it. I'll play it through. So the cow comes up a little slower, maybe 50%, maybe 25%. So that's just getting you started in Premiere and how to set up a file. I'll add another video to this tutorial later, but I will save my project. Just regular save is fine. Alright, so get your speeds down, get it on the timeline, and I'm going to render it again and save it again as well.